Joining me on this week's edition of the Hawks Report is team captain of the Pembina Valley Hawks, U18 AAA Hawks, number 24, Quinn McLaren. Quinn, nice to have you on the show for tonight's episode. Let's start off by talking about the one and only game you guys played this past Sunday against the Westman Wildcats, losing that one 3-2. Going back to the game, just talking about the outcome, how that game went.
Yeah, we played a good game. We played a solid 60 minutes. It was a fast game, really intense. It was a fun game to play in, but I felt we played a good game. A couple of didn't go our way, but we played good.
Yeah, and you guys were down 1-0 after the first, ended up being down 3-1 after the second, and you guys scored one in the third to make it a 3-2 game. Ended up losing by a score of 3-2, but you guys had more chances than Westman in that game. Outshot them 39-30. Talk about how your team was able to generate the chances you guys did. Unfortunately, obviously not coming away with the win in that game, but the chances you guys got on that.
We had lots of chances. We were pretty hyped up before the game, so that definitely helps. And scoring that goal in the third period too helped a lot.
You guys took 4 penalties in this game as well. You guys were on the power play 3 times. Talk about how the special teams looked for you guys in that game.
I felt like our penalty kill is pretty strong. Our power play as well is a lot better in that game. We had lots of good chances, and our 6-on-5 as well too.
Of course, this was the only game you guys played this past weekend. Obviously, you said you guys were hyped up before the game, started, and as the game was going along, of course. But talk about how the mindset was different this time around going into this game, knowing you guys only had one game on the weekend as opposed to having 2 or 3.
Yeah. So when we have one game, it's kind of just like a leave it all out there mindset. We have nothing to save up for, so we just play cards out and.
This week, you guys, on the schedule already have had 2 practices. You guys had a home workout on Monday, Tim Shantz workout on Tuesday as well. You guys are going to be hearing from a guest speaker tonight. Talk about how the, week of practice and all the other things that you guys have done so far this week is gone.
Yeah. So Monday we had our home workout. That went good. We all kind of do those on our own and then send it into a little group chat. Tuesday practice was actually canceled because of the weather storming out, so we only had one practice this week, but I felt our practice last night went really good. Considering we only have one practice in a 3-game weekend, it was really good.
Talk about what you guys worked on in yesterday's practice, to prepare for this weekend of 3 games that you guys got coming up.
Yeah, so we did lots of like passing drills, battle drills, like 3-on-2s, regroup drills, lots of things like that. Kind of touched on everything since we only had one practice.
And I assume over the weekend you guys had a full list of roster of girls out there. Were there some girls missing in that game?
This past weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 3 girls missing, 1 defense and 2 forwards. Or 1 defense, a forward, and then Trio wasn't there, our goalie, so we only had 1 goalie. So that kind of held us back a little bit maybe in preparing for that game because we knew we only had 1 goalie. And then we were missing Janae as well, our coach.
Obviously you guys have handled stuff like this all season long, having girls out of the lineup. In that game against Westman, how did that change the strategy at all, or did it change the strategy at all of how you guys approach the game in terms of the lineups that were put out there?
Yeah, obviously we had a shorter bench, so just taking shorter shifts because we didn't have as much rest time, and 1 girl was moved back to defense, so it kind of mixed the lines up a bit, but we're used to that. It's just adversity. We get used to it.
Yeah, for sure. Who was that 1 girl that was moved back?
Naomi Scarf.
How did you feel that she fared on the defensive side of things, being able to, transition into playing as a defenseman in that game?
Really good. She actually started the year off as defense and then was moved back to forward and then back to D. So I felt she played a really good game considering the fact that she's been kind of bounced around.
And for you guys in that game against Westman this past Sunday, the only goal scorer for you guys in that game was Maya Pierce, an assistant captain, of course, for you guys, scoring both of the goals. Talk about how nice it was to see Maya have that type of performance, putting up 2 goals in that game.
It was really nice to see, especially since, she broke her wrist at the start of the season, was out for quite a while. So it's really nice to see her have a performance like that.
And for yourself, you're having a pretty productive season offensively. Obviously doing good things in the defensive zone as well, all around as a player out there as a defenseman. Talk about, how satisfied you were with your game in that game against Westman this past Sunday.
Yeah, I was really satisfied with my game. I thought I played probably one of my best games of the season. I generated lots of offensive chances and was strong in the D zone too.
Of course, you're the captain of this year's team, as mentioned so many times throughout the season. And of course, you do wear the C. Obviously, you're going to be playing university hockey next year. This is your final year in the MFHL. Talk about, as the season has gone along up until this point, how satisfied you've been with just the game that you've been showing out there so far.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. I feel I've had a pretty good season so far. Definitely some more stuff I could be doing, and definitely trying to work on all that, but to prepare myself for next year. So
what do you feel is maybe something in your game that's improved this season that maybe was a bit weaker in your game in past seasons?
I would say I've always been a little bit weaker, speed in the corners in the D zone, especially, and in the O zone when I'm looking for shooting lanes and all that. And I feel I've been able to find those lanes this year and improve my quicker feet.
Yeah, right on. And we've definitely seen that this season on, the games that we've covered you guys on ASTV when they've been broadcasted. Going back to what's to come this week, of course, we'll get into the games in just a moment here. But tonight you got a guest speaker that you guys are going to be listening to, talking about some nutrition, as I saw on the schedule. Talk about what's going to be involved in tonight's guest speaker, what they're going to be speaking to you about.
Yeah, actually, our guest speaker for tonight got canceled. But this was our second session, so we had already had a session earlier in the season. So we basically just covers good meals to eat before games or big game weekends, what to eat during games, after games, kind of all that stuff.
Right on. And obviously nutrition such a huge part, and not only in a hockey player's game, but all athletes game, especially as time has gone along. How have you found that you've really taken the importance into account about just nutrition, what you're putting into your body to have the best results out there as a hockey player this season?
Yeah, well, I'm old enough, I know kind of what foods make me feel good and what don't. So I always eat the same thing before meals. Usually get lots of good food and after meals or after games, and drink Gatorade. That's my go-to.
Oh, right on. And what is that go-to pregame meal for you that you like to eat, consistently for your games?
I really like chicken breast cut up with salsa and jalapenos on it.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. But it works for you, and it does sound pretty darn good too. So you get that nutrition aspect as well as that tasty aspect in there, right? But talking about the 3 games that you guys got coming up this weekend on the road. Tomorrow night against the Winnipeg Ice. They're the 4th place team in the league. Then you guys play the Interlake Lightning, who you guys have played twice already this season, on Saturday and at home, and as well as on Sunday at home against the Eastman Selects, who you guys have shut out twice already this season. Going into that game, first off, about talking about tomorrow against the Winnipeg Ice, of course, being the 4th place team, you guys have only played them once in the regular season so far and beat them 3-2 in their home rink in the Iceplex. Obviously, been a while since you guys have played them, but what's going to be the mindset heading into this game, playing a team that is higher up than you guys in the standings?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be hungry for a win because the Ice is just one place ahead of us, so we're going to want to beat them. It's going to be a quick game. They've got a lot of good players, but so do we. So we'll definitely just need to come prepared to play a full 60 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Any, areas of the game that you guys are looking to take the most advantage of out there against the Ice, or just looking to play a full 60 is probably the most important thing, as you guys always seem to talk about?
Yeah. We'll definitely need to clean up in the D zone and just not play so scrambly, just calm ourselves down, because sometimes we get a little scrambled and get caught in our own end, and then just take it to them in the offensive zone.
On Saturday and Sunday, of course, as mentioned, you guys are playing at home. Talking about the game against the Interlake Lightning, talking about this Interlake Lightning team coming off of a huge win in one of their games last weekend against the Westman Wildcats, who's the third place team in the league. Obviously, Interlake looking to come in with confidence to this game. How are you guys looking to come in against this Interlake team, after playing against the Ice the night before?
We definitely need to not take them for granted. They obviously beat Westman 4-0, so that's a big game. They're going to be coming in real confident. So we'll just have to, again, play a full 60 minutes and take it to them.
And then, of course, Sunday, you guys play against the Eastman Selects to finish off your weekend. That game at home, of course. You've shut them out twice so far this year, 2-0 and 3-0. Talk about how you guys have been able to have success against them in those two games, and how you guys are looking to put out that same game plan again this Sunday against them.
Yeah, well, we will need to bring again, play a full 60 minutes, and just we're a quick team, and when we play it quick and pass the puck around them, nobody can stop us. So we'll just need to bring that as well.
And I got to ask you one last question here. Obviously, this could change from now until you guys play, but what's the lineup situation looking like for you guys heading into this 3-game weekend?
This weekend we will have a full lineup as of right now.
Oh, right on. Well, excited to see it. Of course, both of your home games will be on ASTV on Saturday and Sunday. So can't wait to watch those games and cover them. Quinn, best of luck to you and your team in the game tomorrow against the Ice, as well as on Saturday and Sunday against the Lightning and the Selects. Number 24 team captain of the Pembina Valley Hawks, Quinn McLaren, joining me on this week's edition of the Hawks Report. Quinn, you take care.
Thank you.